Hi, I'm Alison Colley from Real Employment Law Advice. I want to start by saying that I really feel for those of you who have worked hard over the last few months to be as successful as possible and have taken numerous measures to ensure that your business can operate safely. I know that the announcement on Saturday of a second full lockdown will come as a real blow. Fortunately, the government have reinstated the furlough scheme, or to give it its full name, the Coronavirus Job Retention Scheme, and the scheme will now be extended past the original date of the 31st of October and will run through lockdown 2.0. I'm pleased to say that the furlough extension scheme will broadly follow the same rules and processes as previously, so we don't need to learn a whole load of new rules. There will be fuller guidance to follow, and there are a couple of changes to it. For now, the key points that I think you need to know are: any business can use the scheme. There's no restriction on the size of the business, you don't have to close completely, and you don't have to show that you've had a loss of revenue as a result of COVID. Employers must pay employees 80% of wages for the time not worked, so that's when they're on furlough, and this means that employees will at least receive 80% of their pay during lockdown. There is no additional contribution required from employers, and the government will pay the full 80%. It is of course capped at $2,500, so high earners may not receive the full 80%, but they will get at least $2,500. Employers are, however, required to pay national insurance and pension contributions. I know many of you have benefited from Flexible-furlough, and that's going to be available again, which means employees can work some of their hours and can be furloughed for the remaining time. Crucially, neither employer nor employee has to have used the scheme before, so if you've never used it before, you can use it now. Employees must have only been on the payroll since the 30th of October, so you have to have put them on the payroll and done the submission on the RTI by the 30th. The calculations for pay and hours will broadly follow the same method as previously used, but we are waiting further guidance on this. If you're going to make a claim, then you have to do so for a minimum period of 7 days. Employers need to keep a record of the hours worked and the usual hours they would have worked in that time, so keep all your records for HMRC. And you can of course top up to 100% if you want to. There will be no gap in eligibility for support between the end of the old scheme and the new one, so if you do need to make cuts already before lockdown starts, you can start using the scheme. But what you want to know is what steps do you need to take now. The first thing is of course to write to staff to get their agreement for the furlough. You may have already written to them to tell them that the scheme was ending, and therefore you'll need to get in touch with them again and enter into a new agreement so that they understand they'll be furloughed. We have produced a free template letter to make your life as easy as possible, which you can download on our website, which is realemploymentlawsadvice.co.uk/DIY-documents. There'll be a link below in the description for you. The second thing is to communicate plans if your business is one that must close. Staff will understandably be worrying about what's going to happen, so you need to tell them how you're going to prepare and what will happen once you close. The third thing is, if you are staying open, do you need to furlough everyone? Can you flexibly furlough staff? And how are you going to decide who's furloughed? If you are remaining open, but you do need to furlough, once again, you need to notify them in writing. The fourth thing is, as much as you need your solicitors, you also need your accountants, your bookkeeper, or your payroll provider. So speak to them to make sure that they're set up to help you. And finally, check what other support is available for your business. I want to just say a final word about the job support scheme, which was due to start on the 1st of November. This has been postponed, and more detail will be available shortly. I understand that this is a really stressful time, and that's why we're here to help you. So if you do have any questions, please get in touch. We'll be happy to chat through with you. All the details that you need are below. I'm Alison Colley from Real Employment Law Advice. We're here to help you with anything you may need.